And I am honored to be with my good friend and colleague, Krista Montague, the athletic director for MSUB Athletics. Welcome, Krista.
Thank you very much for having me, Jeff.
Yeah, and the timing worked out because you have been traveling a lot, it seems like, right?
It has been a busy summer. Yeah, I actually have, it's more personal, really. I have daughters who are both in high school now, and we kind of went all over the place with them with their basketball teams. So I've been to Portland and Spokane, and so I've spent a lot of time in the gym this summer too, which is just kind of what I do.
That's right.
Time in the gym.
Absolutely. So. And today was the first day of school, right, for your daughters?
It was for my freshman daughter.
Okay,
my junior goes back tomorrow. Okay. She starts Friday. So yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you a personal question.
Okay.
Has your attitude changed during your time as a parent on that first day of school, or is it always an emotional time, no matter what grade they're going into?
I think it's emotional when you reach certain milestones.
Yeah.
So like today marks a day where both my kids are in high school.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Like I can remember when I was holding them in their blankie, you know.
So they were running around basketball games and stuff.
or like when they finished grade school, that was a little more emotional because, you know, they're not little kids anymore. They're growing up. So I think it just kind of depends on what grade at least for me. Yeah. But I also like them going back to school. It's good to get back in a routine.
Schedule. Yes,
so
absolutely.
That's good too.
Well, you are a schedule person, and you have to be as the athletic director. You're starting your 5th year as the athletic director for MSU Billings Athletics, but you have an extensive career with athletics as an administrator and as a player, an alum from Montana State University Billings. As you reflect back on your time, you know, what does it mean for you to be coming into your 5th year as the AD?
Well, it's gone really fast, that's for sure. And, you know, I certainly couldn't do this without surrounding myself with awesome people. And I think just like any successful team, you know, you talk to the athletes and the coaches, our administrative team is really important to me. And you know, they all make me look good, honestly.
Sure.
They do a great job in all their individual areas. And I just I'm lucky to be the one to kind of lead that ship. But it's gone really fast, and I've really enjoyed it. It comes with its challenges, no doubt. But it's just great to be part of the university that gave me so much. It's a way for me to give back, you know, to MSUB because it really shaped me in so many ways.
Absolutely. So. And there's an energy right now, you know, with fall sports starting, and I know I've been putting competitions on my calendar, you know, and it's great because we get out into the community, we get outside for these competitions, and fall is in the air. I love the start of the school year. I love fall sports for sure. I'm going to put you on the spot like I did with Evan O'Kelly earlier. Is there a sport that for you is like, I love all the sports equally, of course, but I love this sport the most?
That is a tough question because I honestly can say I do love every sport that we sponsor here at MSU Billings. I played basketball, so I guess if I had to pick one, basketball is probably the one that I, you know, would lean to the most just because I know the most about that game. You know, I didn't know a lot about soccer before I stepped into this role, but I've grown to really love it. And I'm super excited for the soccer doubleheader match at Rocky on Saturday night, and I hope some people in Billings will come out to watch that.
Yeah, we look forward to that competition. Again, the women are at 5, and the men will play at 7 o'clock.
7:30,
or
actually.
7:30, excuse me. Yeah,
that's okay.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the victories as you're moving into the 2017-2018 school year. One is that the athletic department is coming off of one of the best years in the classroom, a cumulative 3.21 GPA for our athletes. Why is that important to you as an athletic director?
Well, it's important because it's a great, obviously, measure to show that they're making progress towards their degree. You know, more than the GPA, what's important to us is that they graduate. And, you know, if they graduate with a 2.8, that's great, you know, but the GPA is how we can measure if they're successful in their time here. So it is really important because it shows they're committed to why they're truly here, and that is to get a college education and hopefully better their lives and go out and change the world however they you know, see fit to do that. So it's very important. You know, baseball won the GNAC Academic, and women's golf won the GNAC Academic Award this year. So we're really proud of those programs and all of our student athletes for 3.2. That's really great.
Absolutely.
You know, for everybody to get behind that and be successful in the classroom. we're proud of that for sure.
Very, very cool number, and very impressive as well with 15 sports. And you talked about helping these student athletes go out and change the world. And they are already doing that as a member of an athletic team. Last year alone, MSU Billings Athletics clocked 1,400 community engagement hours for their teams. Why is that such a value of MSU Billings Athletics to get out there in the Billings community?
Well, it's a privilege to be a student athlete. You know, it's not a right, and so with that comes a lot of responsibility. And I think it's really important to get the student athletes and our staff out in the community, not necessarily to say that we gave 1,400 hours, but to give them that experience and maybe to see some things that they just hadn't seen before, to get them thinking differently. Hopefully, maybe to help them decide what their career might be someday, because I think sometimes you can be involved with community service and something will click and like, I really, would like to do this in the future. So it's just important to give back. Like I said, it's a privilege, so we want them out there helping the community. They chose to come to Billings to live and work and play their sport. So, let's give back to that community in any way we can.
And the community actually has an opportunity to meet some of the players coming up on September 7th at MSUV Night at the Mustangs, right?
Correct. Yeah. That's always a fun event. We try to get as many of our coaches and staff there, to mingle with the fans. And of course, we have a strong baseball program here, as you know. Very competitive. Did well academically. So it's a chance for us to maybe highlight that a little bit. Billings is a big deal, or baseball is a big deal in Billings. So. We'll have some student athletes there, and just
who will be throwing out the first pitch? Do we know?
I don't know if that has been determined
maybe
yet.
The chancellor, or
I guess we're gonna have to ask the chancellor about that
we
one.
can see if he can toss it down there.
Yep.
I'd like to go back, and I touched on it very briefly. 15 NCAA sports here at MSU Billings. That is the most in the state of Montana, out of any of the schools in Montana. Why is that important to you as an athletic director to have such a strong showing in a variety of sports?
Well, it's all about opportunity. Those every one of our student athletes probably would not be here if it wasn't for their sporting opportunity. Obviously, that they fit well with a degree program here, and that's important. But, it gives an opportunity for them, obviously, to compete in the sport they love, probably at the highest level they're going to compete. GNAC's very competitive, so that's fun, just to bring more people to our community. It brings diversity to our community as well as the campus, and so I think that's important.
And it comes at a cost, though, because, education as a whole, costs, it's an investment, even more so with student athletes. And so MSU Billings Athletics is always finding new ways and innovative ways to allow people to help support athletes. One of those is through a traditional program in October that is the athletic auction.
Right.
Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And so the community can get involved with that, correct?
Absolutely. And we're really excited about this year's scholarship dinner auction because it's our 20th annual. So it's going to be very special. And we're planning, some special things to go along with that. We actually just found out today that Aflac is going to sponsor the event for us. So a shout out to Jerry Thies and Aflac for stepping up to do that. But it's a really fun event. As you know, you've been there. It's also a Halloween party. So we encourage people to come in their costumes and just have fun and raise awareness and support for these student athletes who I mentioned before are choosing our city, to live. So
not only are they investing in MSU Billings, but they are investing in the city of Billings and Montana. Well, if you are interested in participating in that event, again, the 20th annual scholarship auction dinner held on October 27th, starting at 5:30 p.m. For details or ticket information, visit msubsports.com. Krista Montague, our athletic director, our esteemed, fearless leader. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come chat with us during the fall sports preview. Look forward to a great season.
Thank you very much, Jeff, and I want to say thank you to you for all of your support.
Thank you. That's
athletics.
Nice. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break. Upon our return, cross country. I'm not a runner, but we have some here, and we're going to talk to them about what their upcoming season looks like. Stay tuned on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network.